twisting, side bending, and back bending with open shoulders and open hips. Namaste everyone. Welcome to another episode of On the Mat, and joining us this week, Xiuming. She has just gotten married and she just did a beautiful long honeymoon. Unfortunately, the honeymoon was at home because they were confined along with the rest of us during the circuit breaker period.
A little bit about my routine during the COVID period. So what I do is I wake up as usual every morning, I meditate and then a short practice before I go about my day. And I find that really helpful in really grounding you and grounding myself. During this period, a lot of us feel very restless. We lose track of our body clock because we tend to just sleep whenever we want, wake up whenever we want. I'll highly recommend you all to really incorporate some meditation, some yoga practice, as well as maybe reading some books that really ground yourself and make yourself feel present.
So I'm very happy to have her back in the studio, and of course the moment she comes back we put her on the mat. This week's focus is the mermaid shape. We are going into then these complex movements of the spine involving side bending, back bending, forward bending, twisting movements, all happening at once. These movements then resemble a lot of the movements you would do in your daily life. In other words, very, very related to the functional moving of your body. So please take the option to incorporate a small grounding practice at the start and finish with a nice long Shavasana practice at the end to take this into a 60-minute or well-rounded practice. Okay, Xiuming, you ready? Let's begin. Today's practice will move the spine in all its degrees of freedom, finding the range of movement in the body. And these are going to be complex movements that involve the spine, not just back bending, but also twisting and side bending all at once. Today, develop an understanding for your spine that to keep the movement safe and beautiful and efficient, we want to maintain as much length in the spine as possible as we move. We want to create space between the vertebrae that then can allow the spine to move freely. With that understanding, inhale to sit straighter and taller. Exhale to establish your groundings and foundations. So twisting to the right with your left hand over the right knee, and the right hand can support your straight spine on the mat behind you. Inhale, create broadness across your shoulders. Exhale, deepen your twist, bringing the chin all the way over to the right shoulder. Good. Mindful of maintaining the length in your spine. When you're ready, untwist the body, face forwards again, and you are going to side stretch. So with the left hand on the side of the mat, extending the right arm up and over to the left. Again, take a deep inhale, lengthen the outer arch of the body. Take an exhale, and without too much shortening on the left side, please lower down as deep as you can into the side body stretch. Good. And as you hold the pose, please don't hold the breath, stay continuous with your breathing. And finding the second movement of the spine, which is a lateral flexion. Good. As we come back up again on the inhalation, please lift the opposite hand up and bring the hand behind the head with the elbow bent. So with the right hand, you are going to clasp the top elbow and stay here, pulling the elbow inwards towards the center line of the body, and maybe even lifting the chin gently to use the head to very carefully push back into that left arm to create a shoulder stretch. So for those of us that are more comfortable to incorporate the right arm, then you will reach the right arm behind the body and interlace the fingers together behind you, or clasp them. Beautiful. Let's do one more option. If it feels comfortable, to forward bend. With your exhale, lengthen the body forwards, bringing knees to chest. And try to bring the chin in front of your knees. And keep the lifting of the elbows and the lifting of the shoulders to continue the stretch. And we stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you release, unclasp the hands, place them on the mat behind you, and we lean back into the hands. And take the next few breaths, opening the heart. So this is the third movement of our spine, forward bending and backwards bending. Flexion and extension, lateral movement, and twisting. The full range of motion the spine can do. Let's release from this pose gently. Good, and now cross the legs the opposite way. So carefully arranging the left leg over the right leg with the knees as close together as possible and stacked, and the feet are on either side of the hips. So begin with the hands holding the feet. Let's begin again to lengthen the spine. Inhale up through the crown of the head with your regulated breath. Try to maintain this length. Exhale, guide the tailbone down towards the mat. Beautiful. Inhale and lengthen. Maybe grow an inch taller than before. Exhale to lengthen downwards. Beautiful. Next, inhale to twist. So take the right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind you on the mat to support a straight spine. Inhale, broaden across your chest. Beautiful, and keep the spine long. Exhale to go deep into your twist. And even move the chin over to the left shoulder. This is with the intention to allow the neck to participate in the twisting as well. And we stay connected with the breathing. Good. That'll do. Untwist gently. And then bringing the right hand down to the right side of the mat. Inhale, extend left arm up and over to the right. As you exhale, explore deepening the side stretch without too much shortening of the right side body. Good. Understanding that to maintain length in your lateral movement is to avoid too much shortening on one side as you lengthen the other. Good. And then gently release. Lifting now the right arm up, place the hand behind the head. Hold the elbow with the opposite hand and work on bringing it inwards towards the center and move it backwards to open the shoulder, perhaps with the head participating, but only gently. Gently lifting the chin. And those of us that feel comfortable will reach back with the right arm, finding that beautiful inward rotation, the hands clasping behind the body. If you are not able to connect the hands this way, then stay holding the top elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. Knees to the chest. Chin in front of the knee. Elbows, shoulders lifting. Good, and staying with the breath. Good, release, coming back. And unclasp your hands. Place them on the mat behind you. And with the next inhale, as if a string tied to the chest, pulling it upwards and forwards towards the ceiling. And the shoulders go in the opposite direction. They go back and down. Lifting the chin to open the throat only as an option if the neck feels comfortable doing so. And that'll do. Release gently. And now let's come to a tabletop position. Come to hands and knees. Uncross the legs. Place the hands on the mat, shoulder width distance. Stacked underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Begin from a straight spine to lengthen the right foot back, keeping the right toes on the mat. Lengthen the right arm forward, keeping the right fingertips on the mat. Now, as you swing the right foot over to the left, slide the left hand to the left as well. This creates a kind of side body stretch. Find the length in the right side body. Then as you inhale, can you start to lift the right shoulder and take the right hand off the mat to flip the body over beautifully. Good to feel that complex movement that takes you into a baby wowing pose. Exhale, bring both hands down, and bring knees together. And let's try again. Inhale, extend left foot. Left leg is straight, extend left arm. Left arm is straight. Exhale to sweep the foot to the right as you sweep the arm to the right as well. And stay a moment here, feeling the side bend happening in the body. Good. And then with your next inhalation, carefully lifting upwards and revolving the body, explore the range of movement that your spine can do. Find the complexity of this movement and manage it with as much lengthening of the spine as possible. Good. And that'll do. Exhale, bring it back. Tabletop position. So now with the breath, inhale, extend right foot, right arm, and flip the body over. Good. Exhale, it comes down with the breath. Inhale, left leg, left arm, and flip. Good. Exhale, with the breath, we come down. As we breathe, so we move right leg, right arm, inhale, flip. Good. Exhale brings it back down, finding and feeling and connecting with your movement. Inhale, left leg, left arm, and flip. Good. Exhale, remain actively aware of what is happening in your spine. Curl the toes under the feet and let's lift ourselves up to our first downward facing dog. With the straight spine and heels grounding. And take a moment paddling out your feet, left and right, heels and toes. One knee bent, opposite leg straight. Switching and switching. Beautiful practice. Come up and tiptoes, inhale with the hips high, finding the lift of your tailbone, spreading the sit bones. Exhale with both heels down, let's find our perfect down dog pose. Good. Again, come up and tiptoes on the inhale. Exhale, bring knees to chest looking forwards. Next inhale, step to the front of the mat. And let's take a halfway lift. It means lifting the body high enough, spine straight with a flat back. Good. Maintain this lengthening and exhale into a forward bend. Avoid too much rounding or flexion of your spine. And if you need to, then keep the knees slightly bent to achieve this. Next, inhale with your strong back muscles. Lift up to standing position and reach the arms overhead to find openness in chest and shoulders and grow 1 or 2 inches taller with the understanding what this will do to the movement of our body. And then exhale, forward bend, and let's come down again. Good, staying with the breath. Inhale to halfway lift, look up. Exhale to step the left foot back and the left knee down in the low lunge pose. Good. From low lunge, inhale, extend the arms upwards, open chest and shoulders. Can we go into a twist to the right? As we twist to the right, spreading the arms outwards away from each other like a warrior two. An active twist, staying broad across the shoulders. Beautiful. Now reaching that left arm forwards, and then on the inhale, take the left arm up in a side body stretch and the right hand coming down to touch your back leg. We will stay exploring this movement, understanding to avoid too much shortening of the right side of the body, even as you explore the length of the left side. And we are also twisting. So keep the hips stable by hugging the legs inwards towards each other. And it is also a back bend. So keep expanding the front body and avoid collapsing into the lower back. In this way, this complex movement becomes so manageable. And then when you're ready, release, place both hands down to the mat. Step back the right leg to find a three-legged dog position. Right leg extending up. Beautiful. Please bring the right knee forwards towards the chest in a tuck, stacking the shoulders above the wrist. Then with the right foot on the mat in front of you, let's do a high lunge pose, keeping the back leg straight this time. And with the open chest and open shoulders, sink as low as your legs can allow you to go, and this will help you stretch out your hip flexors as well. If you are mindfully lengthening the tailbone downwards, while keeping the lift of the back knee. Good, and twisting to the right just like before, spreading the arms and feeling it in this new position. Keep your gaze stable to achieve your balancing. Extend your left arm forwards, inhale, find your reverse. And the back hand touching your back leg. Beautiful, you might crawl it down a little bit deeper now. And again, because you were back bending, you are mindful to expand the front body without collapsing into the lower back. Because you are twisting, you are mindful to keep the shoulders and hips stable. Hug the hips inwards towards each other. Beautiful, and because you are side stretching as well. You lengthen the left side without too much shortening of the right. And that'll do. Release the hands down as you step back, the front foot to the back of the mat. Let's do our first vinyasa. Knees come down. Keep your buttocks in the air. Elbows bend, chest and chin. Astanga pranam. Good. Lower hips down, lengthen legs back. Inhale, baby cobra. Keep the heart lifting lightly on the hands and awakening the muscles in your back. Downward facing dog. Exhale with a straight spine. And heels grounding. Good. Inhale, let's come up on tiptoes again. Exhale with the knees to the chest and then looking forwards. Next inhale, you walk, jump or float to the front of the mat. Good. Exhale, forward bending. Then inhale, rising up to standing position, giving the arms a big, beautiful stretching upwards. Exhale, let's bring the hands back down to the mat. And let's work the opposite side. So inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to step the right foot back with the right knee down. Inhale, explore a low lunge pose. Arms up, open chest and shoulders. Good. Exhale, begin to twist to the left, arms spreading. Take just a few breaths here. Sink as deep as you can in your lunge. Maintain length in both sides of the body. Keep the broadness of the chest and shoulders so that we don't create any discomfort in the shoulder joints. And then when you're ready, find your reverse position. Reach the right arm up, touch your left hand down your back leg, breathe. Managing a back bend, managing a side bend, and managing a twist all at once. And what it means for these beautiful micro movements in the body that help you optimize and that'll do. Release gently. Let's place the hands down. You will extend the left foot back to find three-legged dog. Inhaling upwards. Exhale, let's bring the left knee forwards into a tuck. And as you set the left foot down on the mat in front of you, high lunge pose, crescent lunge pose, Ashta Chandrasana. Sink as deep as you are able to maintain the stack of the front knee above the ankle of the foot. Even remain active on the back leg. Good, and find space for the lower back. Good, and with that we twist to the left. Exhale. Good, the safety of your shoulders by maintaining broad chest. That means twisting from the chest, not twisting from the shoulder joints. Stay active in your hips as well to stabilize them. And then when you're ready, reverse. Inhale, right arm up, left arm touch your back leg. And you have a few breaths to explore what it means to be in a complex movement with safety and with a position that allows for the full range of motion with minimal feeling of impingement or congestion or obstruction in the vertebrae. Good. And we take one breath in. And we take one breath out to place the hands down and step back the feet to plank. From plank, perhaps you want the option of coming down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Low push-up can be done with knees on the mat as well for less intensity. Inhale then the upward facing dog, opening the chest, keeping the hips slightly off the mat. Downward facing dog, exhale. So your vinyasa can also mean coming down to a knees, chest, chin, and a cobra, just like before. So modifying the practice according to the intensity the body needs. Let's come up on tiptoes, inhale. Bring knees to chest and looking forwards, exhale. Next inhale, step left foot, right foot, forwards to the front. And then exhale for another forward bend. So bend your knees and find Utkatasana or good pose, also called the chair. Good, and stay with the breath as you sink a little bit deeper. Please bring the weight to the backs of the feet as you are almost falling backwards or you are sitting back into an imaginary chair. And as you preserve that length of the lower back, also try to open more the chest and shoulders. Good, so stepping out to face the left side of the mat, feet wide apart and pointing outwards, knees are still stacked above the ankles. Goddess pose. Take one breath, lengthen the arms upwards in this pose, maintain that length, exhale to guide tailbone downwards to sink a little bit deeper. Good, and then can you forward bend with that length and place the hands down to the mat underneath the shoulders. Good, rocking the hips left and right perhaps. And as you do so, keep moving the knees backwards to find openness in the inner legs. Now come back to neutral goddess pose position, still your knees bent. And create a straight spine as you walk the hands to the left. And then lifting the right arm up into a side stretch, following this beautiful movement of your spine. Exhale, both hands down and back to the center. Inhale, walk to the right. And then extend the left arm up. Good, and with the breath, both hands come down. And walk to the center. Let's do this one more time to the left. Good, and extending the right arm up. And then exhale, come back down to the center. Walk back to the opposite side. We are almost done. Let's lift the opposite arm up again. Beautiful movement in the spine. Exhale, as you walk back to the center, please straighten out your legs. And point the toes inwards again. Good, so the feet now are parallel with each other. And your legs about one leg distance or 3 feet. Take a halfway lift from this position. Inhale. And exhale will lower you to Prasarita Padottanasana, the wide-legged forward bend. Good. For those of us with really tight hips, you do this with a micro bending in the knees, so as to preserve a healthy lengthening of your spine. You will achieve a stretch then by pulling the thighs back until your legs are straight. For those of us achieving straight legs, then like Xiuming, you can guide the crown of the head down. You can walk the hands back in line with the toes. Find the length of the body. The inhale creates this length. The exhale deepens the stretch. Beautiful. So please lift back up to a halfway position. Look forward and with a straight spine. Let's go into a twist using the left hand, grabbing the right ankle, please. And then start to crawl the right arm forward and bring the head underneath the right shoulder. And if there is more space, even you crawl the right hand over to the left. Stay with the hand on the mat, or if you can grab the opposite ankle, and beautiful. And here again, broaden across your shoulders as you try your best to face the heart towards the front, towards the left side of your mat. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Careful now to untwist the body and come back to a halfway lift position. Inhale, look up. Exhale, now reach the right hand to the left ankle. Now extend the left arm forward, the head underneath left shoulder. Left hand might be walking to the right. Stay on the mat, or if today you can grab the opposite ankle, then work to leverage yourself deeper into the twist. Beautiful, broad shoulders. Trying to face the heart towards the left side of your mat. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Begin to untwist the body. Good, and from a halfway lift position again. Please ensure that there is no feeling of nausea or giddiness or lightness in the head. And then carefully lift yourself up to standing with the hands to the hips. Good, arms extend. Right toes to point to face the end of the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, lengthen the right arm forward. Bring the right hand down, ankle, shin, or touch the mat. With the left arm up to find Utthita Trikonasana. Extended triangle pose. Here you keep the body in one beautiful plane with the hips in line with the chest. And the chest should be in an open position, not collapsing downwards or leaning forwards. In this pose, in this way, maximum stretching of the right inner leg, left outer hip. So let's incorporate a movement in your left arm. Inhale, left arm overhead. Exhale, circle back behind you. Beautiful. Do this a few more rounds at your own breath, at your own pace. Good. Find the openness in the left shoulder. Now let's do the opposite direction. Big, beautiful circles. Once that shoulder feels nice and open, then bring the left hand to the hip. Look downwards, bending the right knee. Crawl the right hand forward and slightly to the right. See if you can balance the 4 corners of the right foot. If you are tight in the hamstring, you keep a micro bend in the foundation leg. And then fully extending left leg and floating it off the mat, bringing the body to a straight line and still revolving the body upwards as if you were in a triangle still. Coming to Ardha Chandrasana. If your left arm is comfortable, then extend it upwards as well. So today, please bring the heel of that left foot into the hip so that you catch it with your left hand. Good. For Chapasana. Active with the kick of that leg, send that foot behind the body and allow the heart to come forwards in the opposite direction. Stay with the breath and explore this shape. 5, 4, become light on the foundation hand. 3, good. 2, strong right leg, strong kick from the left as well. And that'll do. Release gently, come back down, and prepare for triangle pose again. So drop the foot down with the legs wide apart. Inhale, legs straight, arms extending, come back up, and switch the feet. Left toes point out, right toes turn in. Exhale, extend the left arm forwards. Left hand come down, ankle, shin, or touch the mat. Right arm open. Good, with the chest in line with the hips. And creating the stretch that we need in the body. Circular movement with the arm. Inhale, arm overhead. Exhale, take the arm behind you. Make your big, beautiful circles in one direction. Good. Take your time, no rush. Stay connected with the movement. Inhabit your pose. Circle. Now change direction. Good, and stay with your breath. That'll do. With the right hand to the hip, look downwards. With the bend of the left knee, crawl the left fingertips forwards. Transfer the weight to the left leg and find the foundation as you lift your right leg. Keep the body open, and if your left arm feels comfortable to extend upwards, please do so. And we are in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balancing pose. Today we want to catch that foot with your left hand. So bring the heel into the hip and then start to kick it back behind you as you counterbalance by puffing the chest, sending it forwards, establishing yourself in a beautiful back bend. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release gently, carefully, with control. Both feet down. Rise up with your legs straight. Inhale. And exhale, please bring the feet together and step to the front of the mat. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to forward bend. We bring the body down. Inhale, halfway lifting, looking upwards. Exhale, can you walk, jump, or float your way back this time? Come to plank and the elbows come down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Good. Stay with the breath. Extending right leg up takes you to 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring right knee forwards to the chest in a tuck. And as you set the right foot down in front of you, can you ground the left heel for warrior 1? Keep the hips square. Deep breath to open chest and arms overhead. Opening the throat by lifting the chin and gazing upwards, or just gaze forwards if that is more comfortable for your neck. Good. Today, warrior 1, let's practice this with the arms clasping behind the body. Interlace the fingers and take 1 breath to slide the arms down the length of your back leg, bringing elbows, shoulder blades together. The heart, like a string tied to it, is being pulled forwards and up, even as the shoulders go backwards and down to create the stretching that you need. Again, protecting the neck by keeping chin to the chest, or lift your chin and open the throat if you can maintain lengthening of the neck. Good. Exhale to humble warrior position. Guide the crown of the head down. Maybe touching the mat, but please don't lose the alignment of warrior 1. Take the arms as far away from the body as you can, increasing stretch in shoulder. Good. Warrior 1 again. Inhale. Arms up, unclasping the hands. And bring hands down to the mat. Exhale. So now slide the right foot back and lower the right knee down. It'll take you to a kneeling position. Curl the right toes under the heel and try to sit down onto that right heel. Okay, so now with the next breath, lift the buttocks slightly away from that heel and stay active in that leg. You can allow the left knee resting on the mat as well. Good. There should be some distance between left leg and right leg. That means you can bring the legs wider apart from each other to create more lateral stability. Now start to lift up and see if you can create a balancing. Good. Left hand lifting the left foot off the mat. And hold that foot as you guide the heel of the foot in close to the side of your hip. And this is a prep for your mermaid pose. Staying here, feeling a stretch in the quad and your left hip flexor. Good. Or take the option, if you can, let's bring the foot to the crook of the elbow today. You can curl the toes against the elbow to keep it in place. Please also stay active with the firm kick of that left leg, and that can help you to expand. Clasping as an option if you are ready, in front of the chest or behind the head like what Xiuming is doing. Good. And now in your first mermaid, please manage the side stretch. As you lengthen the right side, avoid too much shortening of the left side. Please manage a twist. Maintain healthy lengthening of both sides of the body and keep the hips stable. And please manage your back bend. Keeping the lift of the heart, maintaining the length in the lower back. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Gently release without dropping that left leg. Lower it down. Place the hands on the mat in front of you. And the right leg goes back to a 3-legged dog. Inhale, rising upwards. Exhale, please bring the right knee forwards to the chest again. Set the foot down for warrior 1. Back heel grounding. Arms go up. Good. Exhale, can you slowly bring the body weight forwards. Bring the hands to the heart. Balance on the right foot. And then come up to standing position with the left heel to the hip. Left knee is bent. Good. And then from here, take the left hand back, grab the foot from the inside. Gently, gently find your way up to the elbow. Good. Keeping the toes in place like what we did earlier from kneeling position. And this is our intermediate level pose. Mermaid dancer pose. Take the option in this practice to just do a normal dancer. That means you can just hold the foot with your left hand and kick back that leg just like you would Naginyasana. But if you can achieve mermaid dancer, you can also take the option to deepen this pose by trying to lift the arms upwards, deepening the stretch in the shoulder. So again, manage your side body. The left side should not feel too short, the right side too long. Try to lower the left hip as you bring the left shoulder forward to create that distancing. Good. And can you carefully release what you're doing? Bring both feet down to the mat, lift the arms overhead, take one breath in. As you exhale, forward bend. And stay in this forward bend. Releasing tension in the lower back, you might gently paddle out the feet. Good. Very mindful when we go into poses like these because they are asymmetrical. When we go into a complex movement, there is a big tendency of overusing one side of the body, which often then results in a lower back strain on one side. So, remembering the process to always maintain length, maximizing the stretch, and minimizing the risk of injury. So let's do a halfway lift. Inhale, looking upwards. Exhale, walk, jump or float back. Let's do one more vinyasa to downward facing dog. Good. Or just arrive in down dog pose is also fine. Extending left leg up, three-legged dog. Beautiful. Tuck the left knee into the chest. Set your left foot down in front of you, back heel grounding. Warrior one position, Virabhadrasana, has squared hips. Understand this as pulling the left hip back and pushing the right hip forwards while maintaining straight back leg and back heel grounding while maintaining stacked front knee. Beautiful. Now take the arms back behind you, clasping the hands together, interlace fingers, and inhale, lift the heart up as you bring shoulders back and down, perhaps lifting the chin and opening the throat. Finding the beautiful stretching of the front body without collapsing into the back. Good. And then humble warrior position. Exhale. Staying with the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That'll do. Warrior one position. Inhale. As you bring the hands down, come to kneeling position. Exhale. Good. Curling the toes under and avoid directly sitting onto that heel. Create some small engagement, floating buttocks. Beautiful. So when you're ready, find your balance and your lateral stability. And then take the right foot with the right hand. Breathe as you try guiding the foot closer towards the hip today. And if today this is your practice, then stay like this. Keep the chest open so that the upper body is also being stretched. And then if you wish, you might consider attempting to bring the foot to the crook of the elbow. Clasping can happen in front of the chest or behind the head to find the expression of the kneeling mermaid pose that we were practicing in the basic level class. So again, because this is a twist, please maintain length in both sides. Keep the hip and shoulder stable. Because this is a side bend, as you lengthen the left side, avoid too much shortening of the right. Because this is a back bend, we maximize the length in the front body. Keep the chest open, create space for lower back. Good. Figure out what it means to be managing your complex movement. And that'll do. Release carefully. Don't drop the right leg. Lower down with the hands on the mat in front of you. And extend left foot to three-legged dog. Inhale. And bring the knee forward to the chest again. Exhale. And another warrior one. Inhale, rising upwards. Exhale with the hands at the heart, balancing on left leg. Take your time, no rush. Keep the right knee bent. Bring the right heel to the hip. Left leg straight. Good. Take the right hand to the right foot. You have the option to kick back for a normal dancer pose, or if you wish to explore our intermediate level pose, bring the foot to the crook of the elbow, mindful of the right lower back by creating length on the right side. That means lower the right hip as best as you can. Bring the right shoulder forward as you bring left shoulder back. Good. All these movements are here to help you maximize the movement safely without feeling of impingement, congestion, and without overstraining one side of the body. Maybe even lifting the arms up to deepen the stretch. Good, let's stay for one more breath. Exhale carefully, please release what you are doing, lowering the legs down and arms overhead. Take one breath in to open up the body, and exhale, hands come down. Beautiful, inhale, halfway lift, look up. Please walk, jump or float your way back. Beautiful, do one vinyasa to downward facing dog. From downward dog, extending right foot up, three-legged dog. Beautiful, right knee going to the right shoulder. Exhale, sideways tuck. As you keep the right knee as close to the right shoulder as possible, can you bring the right foot to the left shoulder? Good, and this gives you an active pigeon pose to help to awaken your stabilizing muscles. We stay for 5. Keep trying to bring the foot to the left. 4. Keep trying to lift the shin upwards for 3, 2, and 1. The shin comes down to the mat to find pigeon pose position. Beautiful. Guide the squareness of the hips and keep them level and square. Walk the hands back, opening the chest. Good. Lateral stability. That means maybe even you don't need the hands supporting in this position. Let's see, remain active just like in your kneeling mermaid. Good, and take your option to place one block under the right sit bone if the hips are not really open enough to sit beautiful and comfortable and stable. Good, and if you wish, you stay like this, or use your left hand, reach back for the foot, lift the foot up and hold the foot today. Staying like this or foot to elbow. Hands can clasp either in front of the chest or behind the head. You know the process. Explore one final mermaid for our sequence today. Again, putting together all you understand about how to stay with a beautiful movement in your spine, managing your complex or functional movement effectively. Or take your option, perhaps you wish to explore a deeper variation, using the right hand to hold the left foot, and using the left hand to grab the front foot. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very beautiful, Xiuming. Slowly release. Take a few breaths in the reclining pigeon. Good. And then do place hands down onto the mat. Step back for one more vinyasa to downward facing dog, or just arriving in down dog pose. And then from your downward dog position, extend left leg up on the inhalation, and let's find a sideways tuck, left knee to the left shoulder. Exhale, strong tuck please. Good, maintaining that strong tuck as you try, bringing the left foot to the right arm. As close to the chest as you can is your shin for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 with the shin on the mat. Good, it does not have to be parallel with the front of the mat. You can guide the foot a little bit closer to the hip if you feel tight. Good. Ensure the back leg is parallel with the long side of the mat, knee pointing downwards. You might even curl the toes under the back foot for a more healthy alignment. And then you crawl the hands back and keep the chest nice and open now. And you are maintaining length in both sides of the body as you even explore lifting the hands from the mat to ensure that you are laterally stable and you are comfortable. And again, please take the option of a block underneath the left sit bone if that is what is required to maintain that stability. Then when you're ready, right hand will reach and clasp your back foot, and you can work on bringing the foot closer to the side of the hip, staying here with the chest open and facing forwards. Or if you wish, the foot goes to the crook of the elbow, and just like from kneeling and standing position, explore your mermaid from Pigeon pose today. Good. Managing a side bend, managing a back bend and a twist all together. And if you wish, let's take the option, just an option. This is challenging. This is a challenge. If your left hand can hold the right foot, then wrap the right arm around that leg to see if the right hand can catch your left toes as well. Stay and breathe in your King Pigeon variation. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful practice. Gently, gently release the back leg. Place the hands down to the mat. Step back for one final vinyasa to your final down dog of the day. And then in this down dog, let's come up on tiptoes. Inhale. Bring knees to chest, looking forwards. Exhale. Good. Next, inhale. Let's come to a seated position. Walk, jump, or float your way through. Sit down. Legs extend forwards. Good. Lift your arms overhead. Inhale, lengthen the body. Open the chest in Dandasana pose. And exhale, reach forward to clasp the feet with the hands. Paschimottanasana. Sitting forward bent. This can be done with knees slightly bent again if you have tight legs. Inhale as you halfway lift. Lift the tailbone as you lift the chest, spine straight. Exhale, consider walking the sit bones further away from each other and sliding the heels forwards as you then bring the belly downwards towards your thigh, chest towards knee, and chin towards shin. Good. Counter stretching in a spinal flexion. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Halfway lift again and grab your big toes. Peace fingers and thumb holding big toes. So a back bend practice tends to be a little bit destabilizing for the body, and a very nice thing to come out of it before the end of the class is if perhaps we can start to tone the front body a little bit in order to balance it out. So you will bend your knees by walking the feet in and try holding onto the big toes as you do so. Then as you rock back, stay on your sit bones and keep the spine straight and explore extending both legs, keeping the legs together. Good. Finding the balance with a lifted gaze. Stay with the breath. And if you wish, release your big toes. This is an option to take you to Paripurna Navasana. Good. Whether you hold the big toes or you have released them, breathe and stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you hold the big toes, please release them and slowly, slowly round your back. Press the lower back down to the mat, keeping the head, neck, shoulders, and chest off the mat. Keep extending and perhaps even lower the legs. You can keep the knees bent or legs straight for 5, 4, 3. There should be no space between lower back and the mat for 2. And 1. That'll do. Beautiful practice. So thank you very much for joining our practice today. Keep practicing with joy in the body and peace in the heart. Namaste, and see you soon.